The Arctic has long been meant to be the next frontier for oil companies. The frozen north is estimated to hold 30% of the world's undiscovered gas and 13% of undiscovered oil.
And this is where companies are getting most excited, the Norwegian Barents Sea. I'm standing on the Island Innovator drilling rig about 80 kilometres northwest of Hammerfest, off the northern coast of Norway. 30 years ago there was a danger of sea ice to both the north and south of here. Now there are dozens of oil companies interested in exploring these waters.
Swedish company Lundin Petroleum is one of the most present. It made this discovery in the Gotha field last year and is now drilling an appraisal well in a prospect estimated to hold both oil and gas of between 105 and 235 million barrels of oil equivalent.
Norway has been an extremely successful oil province, and I think the next frontier in Norway is the Barents Sea. Lundin Petroleum's got a significant acreage position, and we're drilling here an appraisal well on our first good discovery called Gotha. We've got very high hopes for the whole of the Barents Sea.
The Barents Sea is not just important for the likes of Lundin. Norway has seen its oil production halve in the past decade, so new discoveries in the Arctic like Lundin's are crucial.
However, of course, in the long term, if we want to continue to be an exporter of energy for Europe and the rest of the world, the importance of the Barents Sea will increasingly be larger in the decades to come. It's important for the energy security of Europe, obviously, and of course it constitutes a large part of the income to the Norwegian national treasuries.
Oil also provides economic possibilities for Norway's northern towns like Harstad, where Lundin has an office.
Having the oil and gas industry here is saying that we have more working places, and the society is developing in a way we want, and that's why I'm so happy that Lundin is settled here.
But not everything has gone to plan. The biggest discovery, Statoil's Johan Castberg field, has been delayed repeatedly after follow-up drilling proved to be disappointing, and environmentalists are not at all happy with oil exploration in an area rich in fish and other nature.
Currently, we don't have the right technology, the right competence and knowledge to be able to safely drill in the Arctic. The Arctic is also one of the areas that are being hit the hardest by climate change. We're seeing dramatic changes to the ecosystems with the ice melting and people being impacted in this region, and they are being impacted by climate change. So it seems like a bit of a paradox that we will be moving into the Arctic to develop fossil fuels that are the main cause of climate change also in the Arctic.
Norway is pushing ahead. It's opened up a new area of the Barents Sea, close to the border with Russia, and interest remains high.
Oil companies have endured a torrid time in the Arctic. Shell squandered billions of dollars in Alaska, while Cairn had no luck in Greenland. But hopes are higher here in the Norwegian Arctic after a string of discoveries. Challenges remain, however. Infrastructure is scarce, costs are high, and there's yet to be a blockbuster find. It's still going to be some time until we know whether the Norwegian Arctic will be the next big region for oil companies. Richard Milne, Financial Times, on the Island Innovator rig in the Barents Sea.